pretty intimidating device here. I thought Keeson was going to tase me or something with this thing. She was setting up, I asked her. Oh, she said, don't be nervous. And I said, is this going to hurt? And she said, yes. It's quite the opening to entering a retreat. I'm very happy to see so many of you here. Some old friends, and some new friends. This joke I mentioned earlier, this is a great opportunity. And many of you went through a lot to adjust your schedules, make arrangements, travel from a distance. So right off the bat, I think we should all have a sense of gratitude and appreciation of all the conditions that came together for us to meet here at this wonderful place up here in the mountain. How many of you here are doing a retreat for the first time? Wow. Welcome. Very brave. Retreat for a practitioner, for a Buddhist practitioner, is very important. It goes back many, many years to our ancestors and lineages, right to the source, the Buddha, the historical Buddha Shakyamuni, would take his community into retreat during the monsoon season. And so we're traveling around, so it's an important part of practice. My partner asked me, what is a retreat? What do you do in a retreat? And I said, well, for me, it's an opportunity to refine how to live life, how to be in this world, to refine that view and conduct, but really just to refine, have a realistic view of things, of reality. And with these wonderful conditions, as I mentioned, where all we have to do is just show up and follow the schedule, I could have just answered that way. What do you do in retreat? Follow the schedule. How wonderful that this is already put together for us. As soon as I came here and I saw some of the residents, some that I had met already, I had this great sense of gratitude and appreciation that they put all this work together. Roshi, all this for us, All we have to do is show up, follow the schedule. Sit, walk, eat, find a restroom. Perhaps have some leisure as well, Maybe for some of us who've been doing this for some time, just the schedule is leisure. And for some of us, it might be once the bell rings and we can go get something to eat, or we can go for a hike or a walk. For those of you who are here for the first time, I won't lie to you, it will be challenging moments. as well as for those of us who have been doing it for some time, because things come up. Going into retreat, if we come into retreat with the idea of escape, there is no escape. And you'll discover that soon if that's the idea that we came with. That it's not, one of those resorts where I don't think there's any massages around here or anything like that. Is there a spa somewhere that I don't know? One of these cabins? Yeah. And that's okay if this is how we plan our getaways and retreats, But this style of retreat, this is different. And as I mentioned, as I said, it will find moments that are challenging. And we'll find moments that are pleasant. We've heard the instructions on the form. Believe me, we'll forget. But the good news is that as soon as we forget, if there's an awareness of that, good news. That's it. Just to be aware. Mindful. We talk about mindfulness a lot, right? These next days, there's going to be plenty of opportunities for this mindfulness, or mindlessness. We could go back into, we didn't even need to come here. We could have just stayed in the city and have this mindless attitude and distraction. But here, the schedule, the form, gives us the opportunity to refine, as I said, our lives, get to know ourselves. Be in this world more awake, as we say, rather than sleepwalking, the habit of sleepwalking. The good news is also that, we have this community here of practitioners with a common vision, a common idea of why they're here, why we're here. So if we do forget the form, if we're awake and aware and mindful and looking around, we have so many examples for us to remember the form. And the silence, the noble silence, as it's traditionally described, noble silence. Perhaps for some of us, this is the first time that we've experienced this, done this. Just shut up, And for some of us, this is the first time we're experiencing this practice of silence, this noble silence. Again, believe me, it'll be challenging. You might forget. You might keep silent, but your mind is chattering away, complaining, wishing it to be over. Again, that's good news. If we approach it with awareness, just look at our mind. Look at the mind. The stories it tells, we tell ourselves. So notice that. That is the practice. What are we practicing? Just that. Notice everything that comes up. And remember that we're in a safe, sacred place where it's okay for that to come up. And we let it go. We catch, and we release. Catch, release. There's no good way of doing it. There's no bad way of doing it. There's just doing it. Just do it. It's a branded shirt. Just do it. Notice when perhaps you hear somebody speaking, and notice if your mind gets agitated and judging. If you notice, you can transform that. You can be grateful and appreciate that this person in their chattering revealed something for you. Revealed your judging mind, revealed your agitated mind. Notice that. Notice that. You notice somebody coming in, as Roshi said, just kind of swinging her arms, not following the rules. Just notice. Notice your mind, not the external. Notice that agitation, that judging mind. And appreciate that those conditions exposed something, illuminated something. That's state of mind, that habit. And let go. As soon as you catch, you let go. Without awareness, there's just catching and perpetuating the same old habits that we might as well have just stayed down in the city, not come up to the mountain. This is the mindfulness, that we speak of, just to recollect, right? It's twofold. You recollect the instructions that we received from Roshi. The mindfulness, oh, yes. As you come in, as you walk around the shrine, as you exit. And then the mindfulness of just this present moment. Rather than getting caught up in, I forgot, what did he say? Look, follow all these examples. All our friends here who will guide us and show us the form, the ritual. As we enter and we walk around a shrine, kind of clockwise, right? In our tradition, we call that circumambulating. They do this practice, circumambulate around a stupa, around a holy site, a mountain. You could even do it around the zendo here. If you decide to you want to stretch your legs, circumambulate the zendo. The reason for that, they say, to do this. If you see in Nepal and these historical Buddhist sites in India and Nepal, you'll see people doing this. They also call it kora. This circumambulating the stupa, or a holy site, a holy place, or a shrine. This practice is, if you go clockwise, it's like, right, getting closer and closer and closer to the center. That center is this awakening, this enlightenment, whatever you want to label it as, but it's that getting closer and closer to the source. So in the same way, if we go the other way around, you're kind of back to square one, you know? So that's the purpose of that, going clockwise. So that's something we could remember as well. All this is, it's form, ritual, structure, but it helps us. It's a skillful means, skillful method. You know. But if we use it, as I mentioned, to complain about somebody who's not doing it the right way, somebody who's talking, somebody who's too loud, and our mind becomes agitated, that's good news if we use it wisely. We recognized or judging. Our disturbed mind. And once we do, we don't have to complain or feel we did it wrong, we're doing it wrong. I'm such a terrible practitioner. No, it's good news. It's good news. So we have everything we need here for the next few days. We have the wonderful residents who are taking care of everything for us. The cook is preparing these wonderful meals for us. And not just that, we have our friends who are also practicing, cultivating, refining. They support our practice, we support their practice. Whether we follow the form to the T, or if we have a misstep. We're always 30 blows from the next mistake. And that's okay. This is how we learn. This is how we refine. So I encourage you to really take advantage of this wonderful opportunity of being here, being taken care of, and taking care of others with your practice. It'll go by quickly. Some moments we'll wish that it went by quicker. But I promise you, by the last few moments of this retreat, as it concludes, there'll be a great sense of appreciation. Perhaps appreciation that it's over. But that's okay too, because we discovered something. And it's what's really great about this too, it's like we can't escape, you know? In the middle of the night, we can't say, oh, this is too much. I gotta go. It's pretty scary out there. Dark. So there's no escape. So why not just settle in, follow the schedule, eat some good food, get to know ourselves. And hopefully we can carry what we discover here, what we find, on down the road, down the mountain. We don't leave it up here. Because then it serves no purpose. We returned home and we left something up here. So I really encourage you to take advantage of this time and remember not to leave it here. Take it with you. Dedicate it. Dedicate it for the benefit of all beings. One thing in our tradition that we do is we work on transforming negative states of mind. And it's a skillful means, skillful method, and I find it works. So I'll give you this little tip. When you do find some challenging moments these next few days, you notice that mind that's complaining. Remember, the mindfulness to remember that. So perhaps in the same room, but perhaps your neighbor or your roommate, they're also going through the same challenges. People down the mountain, down in the city, are going through the same challenges, or perhaps less or more challenging. We think of others. We say, this challenging moment that I feel right now, this agitation or this discomfort, so many beings are in discomfort and suffering and have not connected with something like this. May this uncomfortable moment, may I take all the suffering of all beings who are feeling challenges right now, perhaps my roommate, perhaps someone in the room, down the mountain. This moment of disturbance that I feel, may that be all the suffering of all beings. Take it in and let go. Continue with your practice. That's transforming. That's working with the conditions. That's working with the state of mind. The state of mind is not good. It's not bad. It's just what appears. But it's our agenda, our grasping, holding on, that makes it uncomfortable, makes it disturbing. But we can transform that. We can use that. That's good fuel. So that's a little advice that I would give to all of us. So I wish you all a wonderful retreat. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting my practice. Thank you for supporting each other. My thanks and appreciation for the residents, for Roshi, for Tim, Franz, Brad, Robert, these wonderful teachers that are here, that will also share their insights. So, relax and be wide awake. Not too tight, not too loose. I also told my partner, when she asked, what is it at a retreat? What do we do? We were having dinner at the time and having some sake. And I said, well, in the world and life, so many different drinks, these fruity drinks and all kinds of stuff in there, and a slushy margarita or a daiquiri or whatever, right? He said, coming to retreat for me is a straight drink. Straight up. No chaser. Just straight. And the great Trungpa Rinpoche would say, life is a straight drink, like a straight drink. Straightforward. Straightforward pleasure, straightforward pain. Life, straightforward. So in retreat, for me, this is what I refine and cultivate. No extras, no fillers. Give it to me straight. So enjoy your straight drink this weekend. Thank you, everyone.